Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, standing outside a house flip that we have under contract to sell. And we're going to talk about some inspection items that we just received after the buyers did their inspection. Talk about why I hate vinyl siding, show you some damage there, and then how we kind of handle some of those inspection items as well. So I know it's different in each state, but in Colorado, you get a property under contract, so you list it on the multiple listing service, MLS. Agents show it, and agents write a contract for buyers, and in that contract the buyers will have an inspection contingency, and that means they have a week or 2 weeks, whatever it is, to inspect the house, have someone go through it, look at everything, and they can give notice to the sellers, me, about any items they want fixed. So in Colorado, they can ask for the whole house to be rebuilt, or they can give absolutely no reason at all, say they want to cancel. They can get their earnest money back through their inspection for any reason. So a house is not really set to close and sell until you're past that inspection contingency and past your financing contingencies as well. So we'll have properties that are under contract for a few weeks, and all of a sudden the buyer's loan falls through. Property has to go back in the market, the buyers get their earnest money back, and it's kind of like we start all over again. So in other states I know it's completely different. That's how it works in Colorado. So we never know for sure if a house is going to sell until we get past the inspection. That's a big one. And then past the appraisal. So the buyer's lender will do an appraisal to make sure the house is worth what they're paying, and the final loan conditions. So on this one, we just got back a notice that they want the siding fixed, the roof either certified and repaired or replaced, and the garage door fixed. So one reason why I don't like vinyl siding. This is vinyl siding. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and zoom in here. Right there. That's from hail. Another one right up there. You can see it more up higher. So we're in a neighborhood. We're in Colorado. You can see it more over there actually. There you go. There are some bigger holes in the vinyl siding. We're in Colorado, in Weld County, northern Colorado. We actually get some of the most hail in the country, and we actually have the most tornadoes in the country as well, but they're really small tornadoes, almost never cause damage. The last damaging tornado we had around here was 2006 in Windsor, but it's very rare. So I have another property that's a block away that we just sold, my first rental, did a 1031 exchange into a bigger commercial property, and that one got damaged as well by hail, had to put on a new roof, had to replace a lot of the siding from that hail. If it was hardy board or just regular wood siding, would have been fine, no problems at all, but because it's vinyl and it's not that strong, put holes in it, we have to replace it. And a lot of it depends on how old the siding is too, because vinyl siding as it gets older tends to get more brittle, break more, cause more problems. And so some of the issues you have with replacing vinyl, this is a unique color, kind of a green vinyl. So this wasn't painted, this came from the factory, this color. So you can try and match it, but then there's different sizes of vinyl, different shapes. So like this particular vinyl, or maybe they painted it, they might have even, look at that. No, it could just be imperfection in the vinyl. But you can paint vinyl with special vinyl paint. I learned that from YouTube this year. Thank you guys. But if you want to match this, you've got to find the specific type of vinyl that was used, which isn't always easy to do, and the specific color. And then even if you do find that over time, the color fades with sun, with weather. So if you get a brand new piece of vinyl, it's even exactly the same as this, it might be a completely different color and not match. So now we have the conundrum of, do we agree to do that in the inspection and risk not being able to find the vinyl, it taking a month to find the vinyl, it not fitting right, it not matching? Or what we can also do is offer a credit. Say, hey, instead of fixing this, we'll give you $500, $1,000 credit, something like that. So you have that option. We might try that first. Or what we did on our other house in here is the other house was way worse, had many more holes on this side. we bought all new vinyl for that side of the house, so replaced that side, which had a smaller amount of surface area, and pieced in parts from that side over here. And then one side had a slightly different vinyl, but you couldn't tell because it wasn't connected to the other side of the house. It wasn't right next to it. So those are the options there. You don't have to do the inspection items, but then the buyers don't have to agree and the house might fall out of contract and have to go back on the market. So the roof, we had that inspected and our roofer said it was marginal, had a little bit of damage, but the buyers may or may not be okay. So we'll have him come look at it again. If he won't certify it, we'll put a new roof on, because almost every buyer is going to want that. We have to disclose it has damage. So that's something we'll have to do. And something else, this garage door, which is really minor. They want this bottom garage panel fixed because it's slightly warped. So what we're doing, Nikki will call the garage door guy, have him, I think she's sending him pictures right now, say, hey, is it even possible to replace this bottom panel? Or do we need a whole garage door? What will that cost? And we'll figure out if that's worth it or not. That might be something we say, hey, we're not gonna really do this garage door. We'll do the other items. And a lot of times buyers will be okay with that. So overall, it really wasn't that many items that they asked for to be done. You know, they could have asked for the driveway to be mud jacked or repaired, or all kinds of other things. A lot of times we see everything from an inspection on the, you know, what they're asking us to fix. Sometimes we don't see that much. There's almost always something. So always be prepared for that when you're selling properties. There's almost always gonna be something that has to be fixed or repaired. Now, something else we can do is we did have a pretty massive hailstorm a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure if it hit this side of town, but it hit my house, hit the golf course, hit some other areas. So we can call our insurance company, because we have insurance on this, say, hey, can you check this house out? See if it has hail damage, if we can do a claim. And we bought it, you know, a couple months ago. So they'll kind of come out, determine, hey, is this old hail damage? Is this new hail damage? And we might be able to get an insurance payout for the hail damage. On my other house here, it was a rental property. I owned it for 9 years. So obviously I owned it when that damage occurred. It was the second time we had hail damage on the siding. We got a $17,000 payout to replace the siding, to replace the roof, and then we got it fixed. All right, so that is what we're dealing with right now. It happens all the time on almost every house we sell. We have some kind of inspection issue, something going on where we have to decide what to fix, how much to fix, what to say yes to, what to say no to, or maybe we offer a credit instead of doing some of the repairs. There's also the option too, where sometimes these repairs take too long. Like we have to order the siding and it takes 6 weeks to get the siding in. We might say, hey, we'll hold some money in escrow, which means we'll close on the property, everybody gets funded, but we'll leave $5,000 in escrow with the tile company, and that money's to be used to fix the siding once it comes in. So we can't touch it. It gets paid directly to whoever does the work, and if there's money left over, we get it back after the people are paid. But that guarantees that we'll make the repairs if we close before the repairs can actually be done. All right, so we'll decide what to do on this one. Go from there. I'm guessing they're not deal killer items. We kind of knew the roof might have to be done before the siding. Even if we do offer a credit and they won't agree to it, we can still come back and say, okay, we'll figure out a way to do the siding. We'll make it work. And the garage door we'll decide what to do on. That's pretty minor. Just depends on the cost for that. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. There is a full video of the interior of this house, which looks exactly the same as the last video I took of it a month or two ago. I'll link to it in the description below. And then of course we have all our flips listed on investformore.com/flips. I'll link to that as well. You can see we have 18 flips going at the moment. And all my rental properties as well are on there too, investformore.com/rentals. So all 20 of my rentals now are on that page too. All right, hope you guys have a great rest of the fall. If you have questions or comments, leave them below. Appreciate subscriptions and likes, and we'll be back soon with more videos.